What is up, y'all? CGI Gaming here today. You might notice a little difference in my voice, different day, different, tone. You feel me? You know, obviously it's been a little bit. I apologize. I did get, a little problem that I ran into with my ears. I couldn't hear for a little bit. I didn't feel great. And then I had to go to work and school and yada yada yada. Y'all know all the excuses by now, but the important part is that I'm back now. That's it. It's the important part. Here I got a little clip of a game of Madden I played. I'm completely trash at this game. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all just before we even start. I am completely garbage at this game, and this is the proof. But without further ado, I just want to get right into the video and what I want to talk about, speak on today. So, today I want to speak on this whole situation that I have no business speaking on, but why not? It is about the Mr. Beast channel, the member Chris, I believe, and the struggles and problems that have been recently coming up due to this, you know, controversy, I guess you could say. So for those who don't know, for those who just joined me and don't know what I'm talking about, there's a certain member of Mr. Beast's channel named Chris who's been there since basically the beginning. I believe Mr. Beast mentioned he was his first subscriber. Seen a few clips. I've watched Mr. Beast a lot growing up. To be honest, I haven't watched an excessive amount to call myself a fan of Mr. Beast. He's kind of the person that I just turn on his videos when I feel like I want something different to watch. Um, but overall, I believe that he does good things completely, and I don't believe that people that say, "Oh, that he does it for clout and publicity," because at the end of the day, he may possibly do that for publicity, but without the publicity, where is he gonna get the money for said videos? So he's using his internet image to allow himself to make the money to help out these people that are in need. So I feel like in this certain case, if he's using this money that he's getting from YouTube to give back to people, I don't believe that this should really be a complaining or a complaint on this topic. Even though I believe that yes, using people for publicity and using people's downfalls as something to help you is negative. I believe that Mr. Beast still lives a good life, obviously, financially at least. But overall, that's not the topic of this video. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole Mr. Beast in general situation. But basically, the topic today is about how Chris uh, has turned to the other team. He's become a, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I believe transgender male, transferring from male to female, and people have a problem with not only that, but what this did to his family and what this could do for his son. He has a 3-year-old son, I believe. Um, People believe that due to this transformation that he's been going through, that he is going not to be able to be a father figure for his boy. And to this, I say I can understand where the belief in that would come from completely. I have to be completely honest. I can't lie. I know it's controversial and whatnot, and who's gonna cancel me? I don't really, not up there yet. But at the end of the day, I believe this whole thing. I can understand where people are coming from, saying, like the things that can happen or come from him switching genders, and that they believe that he won't be able to provide the fatherly guidance that any other person would need in their life. Overall, though, I my truthful, you know, honest thought on it is that I believe, yes, that this could possibly impact his manhood for the boy, but at the end of the day, it doesn't stop him from becoming or being a good father. Now, there are some people who are saying that he was wrong to say things such as he's the reason why he became like, he's the reason why he decided to reach out and become a transgender male, and he basically made a post stating that he's the reason why he does what he does. And I believe that that context was just completely misread, and he wasn't really trying to say this is his fault for at least him transitioning to a transgender male. I or tra- correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's transgender male the way that it's said. But I don't believe that he was saying like it's his son's fault or his son is the reason. I believe that he was saying his son gave him the support that he needed to make this decision. That obviously, I'm keeping that in, is controversial. And so overall, these problems were gonna happen, and he knew that. Although I will be honest, the world has become very PG and very kid friendly as it wasn't before. But a lot of people are more accepting, more they they have a different view on a lot of things. And so at the end of the day, this whole situation, this doesn't bother me as much as it may bother some other people. But I can see why people would think a certain way about the situation. So obviously, due to the harassment, bullying, possible attempts or threats on his life, possibly because I know there's a lot of people that really, really have problems against transgender people. He has deactivated his Instagram, and this honestly is not shocking as he knew that he was going to get backlash for making this decision. Um, but at the end of the day, it was his decision to make. And I'm not saying that it's his fault that this is happening. I'm saying that this is something that even before he knew that he wanted to go through, but he just was afraid to because of this exact thing. At the beginning, some people he was getting a lot of love from the trans community and the LGBTQ. Um, but overall, everything has kind of had a shift because the amount of haters are now overwhelming the amount of supporters when it comes to this situation, sadly. And due to this, his crew or his friends have had to come out with certain posts. So like Mr. Beast tweeted like that the hate that he's getting is outrageous, that he believes that it's completely disgusting, that a man cannot come out and become a transgender person without the amount of hate that he's getting. And also I believe that people are saying this because Chris was almost the last person that you'd expect to transition like that, but I believe that no matter who you are, you can. Um, Overall, you know, because I seen a video, he was described as a truck loving, chaotic, um, chaotic creating man like anybody else, like basically one of these southern dudes, and they were kind of they're kind of just describing him as like just someone from the south. And so usually people that are from the south have a very interesting take on people being transgender and so far so forth. But overall, he was getting um, support from Mr. Beast and his friends. Some people at some point believed that Carl turned him, into a transgender person. Um, I believe that this whole situation was a surprise to me because he was a married man. He had a wife. He had a kid. Um, he's never when it was never made public or obvious that he came out as bi or or possibly wanting to be trans or just gay in general. I actually I I scratched that. I believe that at some point he did come out as bi. but it wasn't really like a public thing. Nobody really thought about it any certain way. So that's why I was kind of confused when the backlash that he got came out. But overall, you know, eventually it went from him getting support from his friends to, I guess, something behind the scenes happened. I know that there was some clips online of him being in a live stream of Mr. Beast and the people around him. I believe his name is Chandler. Uh, like all of them being uncomfortable in a sense because not of what he was wearing, but I guess the way he was acting. I don't believe that Chris has come out with a name yet. I heard something along the lines of a Christina, but I think that some people are not. I don't think that that's official. But whether it's official or not, we shall not talk about. On to the next topic. I had seen a picture of, or a couple videos, sorry, of people explaining why he's getting the current backlash that he is getting. Um, so one of the pictures that he has posted was his son wearing heels, and like I mentioned earlier, he had previously mentioned that his son is the reason why he does what he does, and people took that in a completely different light than I believe what he meant it in. But the reason that this is getting so much hate is because a lot of it revolves around his son, a lot of it revolves around the fact that he left his wife due to the fact of how he felt. Some people believe that he probably shouldn't have had a kid if he knew that he felt this way or if he knew that he wanted to do this and not be a person or active male in society. What people say. But overall, I think that everybody should care, for each other equally. I know that he has had his issues and he has, had to deal with that, and he became a person that came out and tried to be accepted by the community and the people around him. And I know how much that sucks when you're not allowed to do just that, and you're kind of forced to be in a situation where people just don't accept you for who you are. Um, and that's not because I'm, anything in the area of the LGBTQ. That's because I'm a grown man who lives or is currently living his life. And there's been times where everybody's gonna go through that. Everybody's not accepted, or something that you say isn't accepted or do is accepted. And overall, sometimes even in those situations, we have to be able to strive and push through and become better for not only ourselves but the people around us. And we become a positive impact. I, had previously mentioned that he had put heels on his son. I believe that was probably a joke, but I can't be sure. I just know that the situation that's happening around him, the backlash that he's getting, is very confusing. Yet, someone understand. Sorry, something has happened. But whether it's a different story in the background and things have happened, you never know. Overall, there are a lot of things that come to mind when I think of this situation. It really isn't my business, like I mentioned previously, but overall, I think that this is a situation that could be dealt with adults, like regular people, um, and not through people making assumptions such as he can't raise a son now, he's not fit to be a man, he's not fit to be in a group, he makes people uncomfortable, because these are all stereotypes that we're causing, the world to have. I know that we come from a world that originally didn't have the LGBTQ, didn't have these groups and communities. I believe that a lot of these situations that come out of it have the publicity around it has caused the world to have a negative outlook on the LGBTQ because people have come somewhat from wanting to be accepted to wanting complete and utter just power in certain ways. Certain people use their sign or their sign, age, race, gender as a weapon almost to make people feel bad if they don't agree or if they have a different opinion. And there are people in this world that will have sit down and have a conversation with you. And I believe that's all we need. There are people that are completely on the other side of the spectrum and just are completely unacceptable with how they feel because they don't even want to listen to the other side. They don't want to have another opinion on the other side to listen to. And those people as people that just can't be helped. But as people who are willing to listen, I think that we should be able to accept one another and be a group of people who are willing to help the others around us and people that do feel like they are different, people who do feel like they do not want to be, they don't feel like they belong in their body because nobody wants to feel trapped in their body. I believe that that's probably like one of the worst things that could happen to a person. But overall, all these problems are going to keep happening, and the world just has to become a better place because of it. But that has been my time. I do appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys have any type of questions or comments that you guys want to put in the description, if anybody, sorry, in the description, comments, then go right ahead. If you guys agree with me, leave a like. If you guys disagree with me, leave a comment on why you disagree with me. Overall, if you guys did like the video, I do ask you to leave a like. Share with me your opinion. I'll read all your comments. And overall, let's just try to be nicer to each other. Let's try to be an accepting group of human beings who are willing to live upon one another. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, and so the things that I've said have kind of drifted. But I know that I want to make videos that I want to make on topics that I want to talk about, and so it's not just me throwing content at people. And do keep in mind, I do have after school activities. I do have these things that I'm trying to do as well. So I just need a little bit sometimes. You know, any interaction is good interaction for me. I feel like if like I said, if anybody disagrees with me, you guys can let me know why. And if you do agree with me, then also let me know why. Leave a like. And no matter what, let's all be good to each other. Let's all be positive people. And overall, let's stop this hate towards everybody. I have also noticed that another YouTuber that goes by the name of Sneeko. He's very, in tune with the whole woke culture. If you guys do not know him, he's very well known to be around Andrew Tate. So you can probably understand where where what kind of groups he hangs in. He's been known recently to be trying to somewhat communicate with Chris and make him, I guess, believe or show him, and probably he'll say that he is making a mistake. He's blatantly come out and said, "Chris, you know what you're doing. You know this isn't you. You're making a mistake." Um, Basically, just saying overall that he shouldn't be doing this, and I believe that might not be the best thing to tell somebody who's going through that kind of situation. Yes, you're trying to be supportive. Yes, you're trying to be someone who's trying to help. But overall, you know that everybody is responsible for their own decisions. And I don't believe telling somebody who's going through a hard enough transition as it is that they're making a mistake would be the right way to go. I also believe that people are gonna come out and say that people are blatantly out in the open being transphobic, and that word is going to be thrown around everywhere. I know it, but overall, we all have to be willing to be a community of people who help each other. And if we're just throwing around this word, if we're just making the people around us uncomfortable, if we're making people feel as if though they don't have a voice or they can't have a voice, this is only going to lead down the hole to more and more problems. Um, and this problem, has become something that I guess the people against Chris have won, due to the fact of the publicity and the problems that come along with it. He was kicked overall from the group, and this is somebody who's been with Mr. B since the very beginning, and now he's been kicked out. Like basically like it was nothing. Very quickly, um, and it has turned into something that I'm honestly surprised at after I've heard the video. Like he had mentioned, or Chris had mentioned that he was the first Mr. Beast subscriber, and he's always supported Mr. Beast through everything that he's been through, and the fact that this kind of situation to just break him apart is sad to see. Even though like the world is kind of against him as well, it's really honestly Chris against the world, um, in this situation, and I kind of feel bad. I just know that people sometimes they kind of have to be understanding because you can't go to somebody and just tell them like you're not gonna be a good father. You're not this child's gonna grow up bad. Like you're not a supportive father. Like you can't tell somebody these things. And I'm not saying say it behind their back. I'm saying that this is not something that somebody wants to hear, and this is not something that should be acceptable to hear. Because at the end of the day, this is his child, and he will decide how he grows up. Um, and the kid overall, I hope the kid gets a choice, but overall that is his kid. And I'm pretty sure his wife has things in line that help him, but you know, overall my time is coming up short. As you guys saw, this game was very close. I did come back. I'm very bad at this game, I know, but I just want each and every one of you guys to know that you have a choice. You are loved. You are cared for, and somebody in this world loves you whether you know it or not. Um, Overall, I just want you guys to have a great day. Like I said, if you agree, like, comment, give me any type of feedback that you want. But I will see you guys later. Please subscribe, leave a like, and peace out.